For the benefit of everyone else who isn't a student here and doesn't know me, I'm Tim Krapicka. I'm the principal at Northwest High School. This is my 11th year at Northwest, and we truly portray, hopefully, the image that our distinguished alumni can remember, and we try to fulfill and uphold the culture and the honor that when you graduated from Northwest, and we tried to put that forward. So with that in mind, I want to welcome our guests, our distinguished alumni, the family of distinguished alumni, and any guests, our introducers. I want to welcome them as well. I know several of them, so welcome to Northwest. Our mistress of ceremonies is our Northwest Education Foundation Director, Gian Baxter Collins, and so I'll turn it over to her.
Well, good morning, everybody. This is really a fun and big day. It takes a lot of people, a lot of interaction in order to become a distinguished alumni, so it's a really big honor. I'm so pleased to be here with all of you this morning. It's a great day to be a Viking, homecoming, and it's a great day to honor 3 Northwest High School distinguished alumni. As we celebrate Northwest High School's homecoming this week, we also celebrate alumni that have achieved reaching their dreams and purpose, and have worked hard to influence many people's lives in a positive way. Today, it is my honor to welcome the 2020 Northwest Distinguished Alumni. To become a distinguished alumni, the candidate, number 1, must be nominated. Number 2, must have graduated at least 20 years ago and have completed their high school studies here at Northwest High School. And number 3, has made in the past or is currently making a significant contribution to society. The 3 distinguished alumni that you are about to meet are great examples of Northwest graduates that had goals and worked hard to attain them. They were able to help and inspire many people to do the same thing. And now we are here to recognize and celebrate their accomplishments. One thing I want you all to keep in mind today while you listen to our distinguished guests is that they too were students here at Northwest High School. They too sat through distinguished alumni announcements in a room like this or the gymnasium. These women, all 3 of our distinguished alumni this year are women, are proof that your dreams and your goals are achievable. So dream big and go for it. And now, please welcome Matt Fisher, as he is the honor of introducing our first 2020 Northwest High School Distinguished Alumni.
Good morning. As Mrs. Baxter Collins said, I am Matt Fisher. I'm sure, hopefully, most of you still have some idea who I am, since I haven't been gone from Northwest for too very long. But it's really great to be back here at Northwest High School. Certainly, as I think back over my career in education, my time here at Northwest was some of the very, very best years that I spent. And it's great to be here. You know, and what an exciting time to be a Viking. It is homecoming week. We're supposed to have a big game with York tonight that now we're not going to get to have, but we know the football team is doing great things, and actually maybe there's a chance, it sounds like, that there could still be a game tonight. No? No? All right. Well, now the upside of that, and I know that Mr. Krapicka and Mr. Smith and Mr. Mosier are really excited about this, is the dance will get to be extra long tonight, so we got that going for us. This afternoon, the softball team gets to go out to the vet and play Bennington for a chance to go to the state softball tournament, and certainly that's an exciting time for them. Our girls golf team earlier this week came within one stroke of winning the district, but as runner-up they're going to have a chance to go on and play in the state girls golf tournament next week, so congratulations to them. It's been a great week for our volleyball as they went 3-0 on the week, got 3 big wins this week. Yesterday, the cross-country team, both the boys team and the girls team, finished in the top 5 at the very tough Central Conference cross-country meet. Our band, our cheerleaders, our dance team continue to look great as they always do throughout this fall. So, it is really a very, very exciting time to be a Viking. At this point in time, it's my distinct pleasure to introduce our first distinguished alumni inductee. She's someone who lives the Viking spirit every day, and probably has done as much as any one person to make sure that each of you students that are here today has had the chance to experience the Viking culture. Within the programs here at Northwest, we always talk about rowing the boat and how that relates to being a leader and getting your job done. And if you think about rowing the boat for the entire Northwest District, this lady has been pulling one of those oars and at the same time helping to steer the ship for the last 28 years. Following her graduation from Northwest in 1982, she went on to earn a business degree at then Kearney State College, now the University of Nebraska-Kearney, and spent several years as a successful certified public accountant. Then she had the opportunity to return to Northwest. At that time, she took on what was an experimental position, and now she has grown that experimental position into something that the district has a vital need for, and is probably one of the greatest assets that the Northwest District has. Her dedication to students and staff, and to doing what is best for the Northwest District, is unwavering. She is willing to butt heads with anyone who fails to make the interest of the Northwest students their top priority. She bends over backwards to make sure that staff and students have everything they need to be successful. She promotes good health for our staff. She promotes giving back to our community. She promotes the wise use of our financial resources. But above all, she promotes the Northwest District. She is a true Viking forever. Please join me in thanking Sharon Placke for all that she has done for the Northwest schools and recognizing her as a distinguished alumni. Congratulations, Sharon.
Good morning, and thank you, Mr. Fisher. It's nice when your former boss has nice things to say about you, so. This is a special day for me. For years, I have sat where you are, and I have watched and sat in the audience celebrating our distinguished alumni that have received this award. I never imagined that I would be up here and be one of the recipients. It is truly an honor to be recognized for the work I've done here at Northwest Public Schools. I'm honored, and I would like to congratulate Allison and Joan on their awards also. Both of these ladies are outstanding individuals and represent Northwest High School very well. I'm excited to hear more about their stories ahead. Anything you do in life, you never do alone. There's always people that are there to help you. And I have had much support over my years here at Northwest. My husband, Steve, has learned to become a Viking supporter just like the rest of us. I had 3 kids, Kyle, Katie, and Kelsey, that all graduated from Northwest. That gave me the opportunity to experience Northwest as a parent, which was nice also. My mom and dad, Joan and Phyllis Eriksen, are here, and I think they're even bigger Northwest Viking supporters than I am. I'm sure you've seen them around at many activities. And then to all the current and former Northwest employees, board members, a huge thank you to you. Together, we have made Northwest Public Schools one of the strongest districts in the state, and you are all deserving of this award just as much as I am. I'd like to thank the foundation for this award. I am truly grateful and honored. When I was a student at Northwest High School, I received an education that provided me with the foundation for the next steps in my life. I knew in high school I enjoyed accounting. My goal was to become a CPA and work for a local accounting firm. After college, I did that. And working for that local accounting firm was a great experience, and I learned so much more. But I realized that was not what I was meant to do in life. I wanted to do something more to help the community. That was my passion. After a few years, I was able to return to Northwest High School. I didn't know what the job was going to entail, but I knew that this was a special place, and I wanted to be a part of providing an education for those students in our area. When I started at Northwest High School in 1992, so I left for 10 years and came back, we were a 912 school district only. There were 4 elementary schools that fed into Northwest. We had an enrollment of about 650 students, and we had 100 employees. And we continued that way until 2007. At that time, the legislature said you can no longer be just a 9-12 district. You need to be K-12. So what happened is we merged with the 4 elementary schools. So Cedar Hollow, 1R, St. Liboria, and Chapman. Together, we became and formed Northwest Public Schools. It was like merging 5 businesses in one. We now have approximately 1,500 students with 200 employees. I manage an annual budget of over $20 million. Who knew that's what it costs to run this district, right? In addition to the finance area, I also handle all the human resources duties, and I also help to implement a wellness program here for all of our staff members. When I was in high school, I had no idea that schools needed a business manager, but I'm so glad that they do, because here is where I found my passion. For me, the Distinguished Alumni Award means so much more. It not only recognizes the work I have done at Northwest, but it acknowledges what all of us have done, administrators, staff, and board members, to make Northwest one of the premier school districts in the state. As a district, we want to provide each student with that best education. And to reach that goal, we continually need to be changing and improving. What was the best education in 1963 when the district was formed would not be the best education now. What was the best education in 1970s needed to be improved for the 1980s, and so forth. We can never be satisfied with where we are. We need to keep improving, offering new curriculum, updating our facilities and policies and procedures so that all of the graduates of Northwest High School can receive that best education. No matter when you graduate. So if it was in 1982, 1998, or this year, we want you to have the best. As I think back to all the changes that we've had over the last 29 years since I've been here, and even before, there are so many things that we've done. And there's a few of them that I think that you can relate to. Right now, you guys have an 8-period a day. So you have your required courses that you take, and you have some elective courses. When I was here in high school, we had 6 periods a day. So think about what 2 classes you would drop out of your schedule every year. And it can't be math, science, or English. It would be those elective courses, the ones where you can decide to help you to grow, to see what you like to do. Another area that's really obvious that has changed since 1963 is this building. 1977, this auditorium was built, the gym, the band, and the vocal rooms. How many of you were at the volleyball game last night? I know a lot of you were. First, congratulations to the Lady Vikes. That was an awesome win over Omaha Duchesne. But second, could you imagine having that gym or having that game in the old gym? There's no way we would have all fit. So those are the changes that we have worked hard over the last 50 years as a district to make. And the changes don't only apply to curriculum. There's so much more to a student's education than what you learn in class. It's those other things that help make you a rounded person and can take you to that next level in your life. I am so proud of what everyone has done here at the high school and Northwest Public Schools. We continually work to make what is the best education for you. Over the years that I've learned many things at Northwest, and there are 3 things that I want to pass on and share with you. 1, find your passion. What do you like to do? Each of us is unique and has a talent to offer. Find that talent and develop it. Use it to make a difference, to help others. Second, never settle. As you go through life, you need to grow and continue to learn. You need to look for options and opportunities. You may need to explore multiple career fields before you find your fit. You need to be able to adapt and adjust to these things. Perfect example, COVID, right? We're all learning, we're adapting, we're adjusting. You need to learn to bend so that you don't break. And the third thing is realize what you do is valuable. Appreciate your talents and what you have to offer. As an individual, we may be limited, but when everyone works together, the possibilities are endless. Northwest is a very special place. I was going to try to get up through this without crying. It is a very special place. I hope each one of you takes the education experience that you've received here, which we hope has been the best, and use that to build your foundation for your future and what lies ahead. I did that, and forever I will be grateful. So thank you again to the Northwest Foundation for this award. I am truly honored.
Thank you, Sharon. Now I'd like to introduce Linda Mader Green with 5 Points Bank. She is going to introduce our next recipient, which is Joan Wieczorek with Ruskamp.
Thank you. I'm proud to be here today to introduce to you Joan Wieczorek Ruskamp. We met at the Northwest freshman volleyball team in 1974, so probably before most of your parents were born. Joan grew up less than 1 mile from here on Capitol Avenue. She had no agricultural background, but had a passion for animals and dreamed of being on a farm. After graduation, Joan attended the Nebraska College of Technology, Technical Agriculture in Curtis. She earned an associate's degree in veterinary medicine. She and her husband, Steve, own a 4,000 head cattle feeding and grain production operation in Dodge, Nebraska. Joan is a true cattlewoman, working alongside her husband in all parts of the family operation. When she posts things that I see on Facebook, she's in the feed yard, she's tending the animals, she's growing the flowers, she's doing it all. Over the past 40 years, I've witnessed Joan's rise as a speaker and promoter of beef and agricultural products on the state and national level. She has a passion for communicating the beef story. She lives the beef story and sees firsthand the commitment to quality care and improvement from farmers and ranchers. Joan was first active in leadership roles on several of the Nebraska beef and agricultural boards. Because of her passion and leadership qualities, in 2018, Joan was elected as the national chairman for the Cattlemen's Beef Board. She speaks throughout the nation and on several social media platforms promoting agricultural producers and their products. I nominated Joan for this distinguished alumni award because she's a perfect example of someone who had a dream, a dream that didn't match up with what her childhood experiences were, but she found out a way to make her dream come true, and now is a leader at the national level. I'm proud to introduce to you Joan Weizoic Ruskamp, Northwest graduate, 1978.
Thank you, Linda. That was a remarkable introduction, and I'm blessed to have had you nominate me and read that intro for my presentation. Most of the time, as she said, I am out advocating for agriculture and producers, particularly beef. But today, I'm here to share with you a different story. It's my story. Have you ever felt lost? I'm not talking about the Google map kind of lost. I'm talking about the kind of lost that says, I don't know who I am. I don't know where I'm going. I don't know what my purpose in life is. Sharon touched on this in her talk about finding your purpose and following your dreams. Well, I found what I call a North Star that I could rely on. I believe we each have characteristics to help us find our purpose, seek direction, and follow a path. Those characteristics I call our North Star. I grew up the oldest of 6 children, as Linda mentioned, within a mile from here, not on a farm. My dad was a mechanic and then started his own drywall tool repair business. My mom worked as a credit manager and a sales associate at 2 different department stores. At a very young age, I was drawn to animals, especially horses. I loved to read and would get every book on horses that the library had. When I was old enough to detassel corn, I saved up money to buy a horse. Some of my best memories of a teenager are the hours I spent horseback riding. You could say that was my happy place. High school brought new challenges, including my personal struggles with low self-confidence, uncertainty about who I was, and what if I really mattered at all. I felt lost, with no sense of direction, no sense of purpose in my life. I went to class. I participated in sports. As Linda mentioned, volleyball was one of them, and I held a part-time job. You could say I went through the motions of going through high school. Some of my choices I made were more a matter of survival than helping me thrive. As I approached my senior year, I really had no clue what I wanted to do after high school. I just wanted to make it through high school. The turning point came when a teacher gave me some direction based on my North Star. I had an ag teacher named Mr. Hahn, and as mentioned, we only had 6 periods in the day, so I had to give something else up to take an ag class. Based on my love for animals and interest in biology, I had thoughts about becoming a veterinarian. Mr. Hahn was talking about careers in agriculture, and when he learned about that, he gave me a suggestion I had not thought of. I knew to be a veterinarian it would mean 8 years of college, a lot of expense, and I really wasn't sure how I would manage that. He recommended this technical school in a little town in Nebraska I had never even heard of. But I looked into it, and I applied, and I learned I had to be accepted. I suddenly discovered this person within me who wanted to rise to that challenge of being accepted into a veterinary assistant program. Once I was accepted, I journeyed through the veterinary assistant program in Curtis, Nebraska, and that energized me once I had a sense of direction of where I was going. My college experience was the best thing that could have happened to me. I was surrounded by other people who chose either a career with animals or agriculture. I was learning about how I would take care of animals, and I was building new friendships. The volleyball skills I learned in high school came in handy. We played a variety of teams around the state at a junior college level, and I really wasn't that good in high school. Something happened though when I went to college. I gained some self-confidence, and I became a better athlete as well. College graduation brought about similar challenges I faced in high school. What do I do next? What job should I take? Where do I want to live? What vet clinic do I want to work for? My first choice of clinics did not have an opening at the time I was applying, and so I chose a clinic similar to it in Fremont, Nebraska. About the time I was starting my new career as a veterinary technician, Grand Island was rebuilding after the tornadoes destroyed a lot of our community in 1980. Several months into my job, a college friend invited me to a wedding in a small town near me. After the ceremony, we went to a ballroom for the dance. My friend and I sat at a table with a group of his friends, including a guy named Steve. Steve asked me questions about what I did and learned I had a special love for horses. As the evening drew to a close, he leaned forward and he asked, "Would you like to come out and ride my horse sometime?" Well, I said yes. And that date led to many more dates and eventually a wedding date. The path that took shape back in high school continued to unfold on my journey to becoming a veterinary technician, starting a job, meeting my husband, becoming a wife, a mom, and a farmer. The North Star was shining brightly. Many years passed as we focused on our 5 children, working on our farm and taking care of cattle in the feedlot. We bought our farm from Steve's uncle and worked hard to make it profitable. The stress of working daily around the cattle was starting to get to me. I lost the joy of what I was doing because I was focused on the burden. My North Star seemed to have gone dark. That light would shine again when I had the opportunity to serve the industry as a spokesperson for the beef industry. My love for cattle and those experiences working day to day on our farm enabled me to share a story that was authentic and transparent. And I found
I need the following students to the central office: Whitney Loman, Sarah Johnson, Jackson Stolka, Alyssa Davies, Ada Davies, Aaron Jorlander, Carter Beaver, Levi Bruns, Madeline Smelker, Haley Brandt, Addie Esquivel, Taylor Madison, Alex Cordy, Mason Allen, Ethan Bryant, Jordan Winton, Caleb Alcorta, Kobe Castilla, Trevor Retzloff, Jordan Pankinen, Jaden Quant, Presley Lilienthal, Wyatt Knapp, Maya Cook, Caleb Boat, Parker Loping, Brody Sussman, Camden Jensen, Ryan Kelly, Spencer Snodgrass, Victor Isley, Isaiah Esquivel, Hunter Jensen, Jaden Morale, Chase Wiegert, Maddie Aaron, Tucker Wiegert, Steve Patriciano, Tanner Cook, Haley Weisskirk, and Tyler Douglas.
Well, she did not say my name, so I'm not leaving, okay? We're still gonna get through this. What I found is that work isn't everything. I found that serving and sharing a story I believed in gave me new joy and new passion in the work that I did. How can you find your North Star? You're told continually, find your passion. Dream dreams. How do you do that? Well, you can start by listening. Listen to the guidance of others, like my Mr. Hahn. They've been with you over time, working with you through school, extracurricular or community activities. They're your parents, teachers, family members, people you look up to and respect. Look for repetition in the advice you hear. whether it has to do with a relationship or a career path. Make a list of activities you enjoy most, your favorite classes, any hobbies or skills developed, and go back into your childhood if necessary. If you're really drawing a blank, go back. Look in time at what you've enjoyed when you were younger. It can be really overwhelming. You have so many opportunities, so many choices to make. Finding some sense of direction through the characteristics that most define you will help. What makes you unique in what you love, what you enjoy, and where you find fulfillment? This will be a path, not a destination. This is lifelong, and it's a journey you don't have to take alone. When you find your North Star, be assured you will have a greater sense of direction and purpose. Are you still feeling lost? Through my own experiences and growth as a person, I'm confident you can find your way if you try. Find those characteristics that define your North Star and stay on the path of that direction. One day, you may find yourself up here sharing your story with another group of students about the North Star that gave your life direction. And that leads me to thanking the person primarily responsible for me being up here today, and that's Linda Green for nominating me. Linda is someone I always looked up to into high school as having it all together, but I'm sure there were moments where she struggled as well. Never think anyone else has it all together and you're the only one who does not. We share a lot of things in common. Of course, there's my family. My mom, my aunt, and my husband are down here today. But my children, numerous family members, teachers, coaches, church leaders, they've all been responsible for who I am today. I didn't get here alone. And again, you are not asked to go anywhere alone. You are surrounded by people who care about you. Look for them, reach out to them. And remember, this will help you connect to your North Star. So what's stopping you?
Next, I would like to introduce Geraldine Lyons, who is going to introduce our third distinguished alumni, Allison Meyer Madrigal.
I'm going to set a backdrop of about 22 years ago of a young lady, a senior, who's now, I'm fortunate enough, my TA. She walks in my classroom on a Friday afternoon wearing her Viking cheerleading uniform and excited for the homecoming activity, especially that Friday night, the game, and her role in cheering on her Vikings for a victory. Today on this stage, just like that Friday, I have the honor to cheer her on her tremendous work and accolades of Allison Meyer Mandergal. Allison started her journey sitting in this learning center, just like the juniors and seniors in this auditorium. She took similar classes, was active in activities, surrounded herself with positive people, and made sure that she was part of this great Northwest culture, which started with her parents, Dennis and Diane Meier. Diane, an educator. Dennis, a Northwest graduate himself, celebrating his 50th class reunion this year. Allison's siblings, Andrew and Derek, are also graduates from this school. In this very changing world, Allison had no idea when she earned her high school diploma in 1998, the path ahead of her would take her to careers that weren't even thought of yet, or her becoming a founder and president of those unknown careers that she is now instrumental in running from the ground floor on up. What an amazing journey. Allison graduated from the University of Nebraska in 2002 with a degree in marketing, an MBA from the University of Houston in 2009. After moving to Houston, she spent over 10 years in the corporate world before she answered a clarion call to resign and follow God's plan in her life. Embarking on this new journey, she was led to create and launch a first of its kind in vitro fertilization insurance product that financially reimburses those whom IVF does not result in live birth, thus becoming the founder and president of Vitality Solutions. However, there was more for her. She was to take 50% of the profits to fund organizations fighting the evil darkness of sex trafficking. Little did she know she would become the founder and president of a national anti-trafficking organization known as Rescue America. At this time of being named to the Distinguished Alumni, Rescue America, through their 24/7 rescue hotline, has responded to over 1,500 hotline calls and rescued over 500 victims of sex trafficking. It is my honor to introduce to you the next member of the Northwest Distinguished Alumni, Allison Meyer, Madrigal.
Thank you, Mrs. Lyons. Your warm welcome and cheerful spirit is just how I remember you in high school. Always standing in the hallway, engaging with the students, truly caring about them. So thank you. So good morning, Northwest students, faculty, and administration. What a pleasure and honor it is to be here today to receive the 2020 Distinguished Alumni Award. I want to thank my parents who are here today, my two brothers, my nieces and nephews, for following me on this journey, always supporting me, maybe questioning me, but always cheering me on. So today, I truly feel I have a duty to discuss a sobering topic that is facing our nation and is happening at some level in every city and small town in America. Here is a small glimpse of that reality. Today, I'm going to hit you with maybe some hard truth, but a reality that is important for everyone that's going on. There's no fear in it because we have the power to overcome. But what does this modern day slavery look like? Children, teens, and young adults are lured into what's called the life. This life consists of being forced to provide sexual acts of all kinds, multiple times a day, meeting a daily quota of a minimum of $1,000 all the way up to $5,000. Victims are branded, tattooed as property of the trafficker or pimp, experiencing all forms of physical, sexual, and psychological abuse. Unfortunately, I know this reality hit close to home on different levels last year at Grand Island Northwest. But you see, I don't believe the story's over. What the enemy meant for harm, God uses for good. So in the next 7 minutes, I want to talk to you guys, and the goal is to have 3 takeaways for you. A, what are the traffickers' schemes? 2, what are the warning signs? And 3, how do you, as students of Northwest High School, declare war on slavery? Probably the most important thing that people have a misconception of about sex trafficking is that it happens in other countries and it does not happen in America. This is false. While it does happen in other countries, it is pertinent in America, unfortunately. Since 2014 of launching Rescue America, we have rescued over 500 victims of sex trafficking. Of those 500 victims, 95% were U.S. domestic citizens, and 95% fell in love with their trafficker or pimp. Most of the time, people believe it's like the movie Taken, right? Where you're drugged, you're forced, you're sold, which that absolutely does happen. But the reality of what happens in America is completely different, as these traffickers and pimps lure you in to fall in love and then force you to sell yourself. So Brittany's story. Brittany was a 17-year-old high school student, her senior year of high school, lived in a suburb of Texas, Houston, Texas. She was an All-American cheerleader on the swim team. She had an amazing family, All-American family, went to church every weekend, thought they had it all together. Unfortunately, Brittany was on Snapchat and Instagram one day, and she had these friend requests. And she accepted her friend's request because 5 of her other friends were friends with these people, but she didn't actually know them. Fast forward 9 months, Brittany becomes friends with these guys. She starts partying with them, hanging out, doing a little harmless drugs of pot, drinking some, and she finds herself in this situation where she's giving herself up sexually. She knew she really wasn't supposed to be doing it, but something was drawing her in. So right after she turned 18, she decides to run away with these men. So she leaves her house at midnight. She hops in a car with them. They drive her down the road, put her in another man's car, which forces her to go to the strip club and start selling herself on stage dancing. Fast forward, Brittany was trafficked all over the United States in different cities, forced performing sexual acts 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. It's so exciting to know that Brittany was found. She is in a healing process and she's advocating for students and talking about what happened to her so that she can prevent it from happening to others. Another story is Sarah. Sarah was a church girl. Her parents were divorced, but she went to church every Sunday. She was in the youth group. Sarah went to church camp, and there was a student sent to church camp that was called a groomer that was paid by the trafficker or pimp to friend her, to become friends with her. So she starts hanging out with this new friend after church camp, and this groomer introduces her to all these other new friends. Well, she starts dating one of those guys. 9 months of dating, going so well. He's trying to convince her to move to Dallas to start this record deal, convincing her, we're going to make all this money, just move with me to Dallas, and we'll come back and take care of your family. We're going to be completely set for life. So she believes him. She goes to Dallas with him. They get to Dallas, they pull into a hotel. She walks into a hotel room and sees 10 women her age that are dressed and being forced to sell themselves. So for years, she found herself selling herself on the streets of Dallas, not without any way to get out. Finally, she is also free today, and she's an advocate, one of a dear friends of mine in Houston, fighting for this cause. And so I tell you all this not to scare you, but to help you become an ally for the cause. So what are the warning signs? So the first one is unfamiliar requests on social media. And I know this happens all the time, and I know you want the most friends on social media, but if you do not know the person, do not accept their friend request. Even if 5 of your friends know them, because they probably don't know the person, and you don't know who is behind that picture. If they ask you to send sexual pictures of yourself, do not do it. They will use that to blackmail you and to say they will show all of your friends in the school if you don't perform X, Y, and Z and do X, Y, and Z for them. If they're driving a wedge between your family and your friends and saying they don't love you, they don't care about you, come with us, live the life with us, we're way better, way cooler. Offering you a cell phone for private communication. So in the story of Brittany, her parents took away her cell phone because they didn't know what to do. Well, guess what? Her boyfriend gave her a cell phone. Now he could track where she was, what she was doing, and controlling her. If they promise charm, gifts, shopping, a dream, fulfilling your dream of whatever your dream is, that's a sure sign that they're trying to get you into trafficking. So what do? So people ask me, how did I get into this? How did I start Vitality Solutions? How did Rescue America come about? And it was simply, I had a stirring inside of me. And I knew I was supposed to be doing something different with my life. And so it all started with taking one step and answering what I felt like I was supposed to be doing. And so I want to give you guys an opportunity today to declare war on slavery. This is not for everybody, even if it's only for one person or 0 people. I just want to throw this out there to you guys. If you feel that stirring in you, that you want to make a difference and you want to influence your peers, here's what I have for you. It's an entrepreneurship opportunity, and it's a creation of by students for students. When I was in high school, it was the DARE program. We were educated on drugs and alcohol. We need a DARE program for the anti-trafficking in schools. I believe you guys have the brains, you have the vision, you are the best person to advocate for your peers on behalf of this issue. So really, it's going to be a creation of, and you guys will name it, an awareness and allies program of trafficking and the reality that your generation is facing. So a simple next step, and this next step does not commit you to this. If you just want more information, text the word rescue, and you probably don't have your phones, but it's easy to remember. Text the word rescue to 580-AMERICA, or 580-263-7422. What that will do is ask you a couple questions, we'll get your information, and then my team will be sending you an email to set up a time, a virtual phone call, a virtual call where we can talk about it, plan what you guys want to do. I will be coaching and overseeing you, but you guys are the creator, you're the implementer of the program. So in closing, if that resonates with you, text us. If you just want to know more, text us. In closing, I just want to really tell Grand Island Northwest, the students, the parents, the administration, truly I believe what happened at this high school is not over because God's going to do something great with it. And He's going to turn it and use it for good. Who knows where this program could go? City, state, to the nation. And so what the enemy meant for harm, God will flip for good. And I just want to let you know Rescue America loves you. We stand with you, and God bless you all.
Right, that is all 3 of our distinguished alumni for 2020. Thank you so much for listening and paying attention. And Mr. Pitchka will speak with you for a second.